Hey gangs, Jay from JTech and welcome to another JTech video. It's been 10 days since CES 2020 passed, and I know I haven't done a lot of videos on CES, but we're going to touch on one of the major participants at this year's Consumer Electronics Show, and that was Samsung. So Samsung, they showed a lot of stuff at their CES booth. They're talking about, the crazy AI called Neon and the cute little creepy camera thingy called the Bolly, but that's not really going to be my main focus. We're going to talk about what Samsung showed, more especially their phones, and what will be coming on February 11th, Unpacked 2020, involving the Samsung Galaxy S11 or the S20 or whatever they'll call. But first, let's just go back to CES. Let's take it back 10 days or so ago when Samsung launched two new phones, which are called the Galaxy S10 Lite and the Note 10 Lite. Now, I'm not going to talk about the specific hardware information on these phones. I'm just going to pretty much beg a question to Samsung as to why did they release these phones. We know Samsung is the number one smartphone retailer on the planet. Them getting to where they were 10 years ago to where they are now is no mean feat. At some point, you have to question certain business decisions that Samsung makes. And I'm going to be highlighting a few facts here in no particular order, but in this instance, Samsung have done the most cliche Samsung thing, or the most cliche Android manufacturer thing, of releasing an unnecessary amount of phones in a year. And I know they want to obtain much more market share. Of course, at the end of the day, it's all about making money and getting people's devices in as many pockets. But when this comes at the detriment of previous existing devices, we begin to question a lot of your major choices. Let me just start with these phones. First of all, what was the point of Samsung releasing these phones? These phones really do not need to exist. In the next 20 or so days from now, Samsung will be releasing the 11th Galaxy flagship phone. And in August or July, or if rumors are to be true, even on February 11th, they will be getting a Note phone. I wonder why Samsung has gone to these lengths of giving you these two phones that will tide you over till February the 11th. I could give Samsung the benefit of the doubt and say they release these phones for people who can't afford the Note series phones, or who can't afford the Galaxy S10's phones. But then this leads me to asking, what was the point of the Galaxy S10e? What was the point of the regular size Note 10? Why do we have these phones that have older specifications? The S10 Lite and the Note 10 Lite both have processors that were in previous phones, which are the Galaxy S9 and the Note 9. But what I am questioning Samsung's motives here in this very video is, how is this going to affect their updates? Because Samsung are notoriously bad for updates. I'm a fan of Samsung phones. I love AMOLED screens. I love what they've done with One UI, but their update history is so appalling. And many people whose views I've seen on many threads involving the Galaxy S8, the Note 8, and them, they were really furious about how Samsung decided to ditch the S8 when it came to the Android 10/One UI 2.0 update in favor of, say, the Galaxy S9 and the Note 9 and so forth. And it does beg the question, is $1,000 or $700, $800 smartphone investment in Samsung's Galaxy lineup worth it, when after 2 years major software support stops? And people will allude to the fact that software updates are not that important and security updates are the ones that are worthwhile. That's a video for another day. But at the end of the day, you're spending over $500 on these smartphones that will only get a really short lifespan, and is that worth the investment? Of course, we've got the hackers, the modders. They're not so regular customers who just want a phone that works. They don't care about routing and flashing custom ROMs and all that. That's Samsung's That's who Samsung should be targeting. And this is where I believe Apple have stolen the march on many other Android manufacturers, except for maybe OnePlus. Is that even though these phone prices will be absurd, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, they'll get regular software updates. And yeah, iOS has been known for slowing down your phone, slowing down the processes and all that, but you're guaranteed 5 years support. And a phone from 2014, say the iPhone 6, it gets the update. Its last update is iOS 13. If you're an Android phone from 2014 or 2015 in this case, which was the Galaxy S6, it doesn't even come close to getting the official Android Oreo update. It only closes out at Android Nougat, but there are custom ROMs to support that. And I don't believe it should get to this point for the world's largest smartphone maker. Why do they keep releasing these batch of phones when they come at the detriment of updating your older flagships? I feel like older flagships should be a priority. People can't just be spending money each and every year or each and every year and a half to get a $1,000 phone that's just iterative and slightly better than the last one, all because they do not have the latest software installed on them. I would take you back to the A series, right? Would you buy a $150 Galaxy A10 that is going to get software support till Android 11, or buy a Galaxy S9, which is now at cut price, which would just stop software support at Android 10? Do you get what I'm saying here? I believe Samsung's release schedule is what hinders most of their sales. Yes, no one can catch them. They're the big bad gorilla on top of the Empire State Building, roaring at everyone on Earth. But at the end of the day, Samsung release these phones on a regular basis and they chug them out like it's no man's business, and they just want to make money. But I've come up with an idea of why Samsung should just reduce the amount of phones they release in a year to maybe 3 or 4. And if they decided to streamline their releases, I believe everyone would enjoy a fair share of the cake and have longer lasting software updates. I came up with at least 4 options they could give, starting from entry level, mid-range, to the Galaxy S and the Note 9, which are like the flagship variants of their phones. So we start at the bottom. In this case, we'll call it the Galaxy M. And here, this is where you find the bare bones, really affordable devices that would challenge the Chinese status quo. You have 3 variants of the Galaxy M, namely the Galaxy M, the Galaxy M Lite, and the Galaxy M Pro. The Galaxy M will be a mid-sized smartphone with decent specs. The Galaxy M Lite will be running Android Go software, and of course this will be the most affordable Galaxy phone you could get. And the M Pro will be the phablet large size phone that you can easily afford. Of course, all of these devices will not have Super AMOLED, and so you can save a lot of cost there, and you can update this series as it goes. And then you have the mid-range series known as the Galaxy A, and this is where you follow the same pattern. You have the Galaxy A, the Galaxy A Pro, and maybe the Galaxy A Lite, or you just keep it at A and the A Pro, whichever. And then you go on from the Galaxy S to the Galaxy Note. And this is where I believe we have to put the spanner in the works. On the Galaxy S, you keep the Galaxy S as it was before we introduced the Plus variants. Just keep it at a smaller size, smaller footprint that everyone can easily use with one hand. And then if you want the much more powerful all-around smartphone, you go and take it up a notch with the Galaxy Note series. No need for releasing a Note 10 Plus, a Note 10, a Note 10 5G, or an S10 Plus, S10e. None of that. Release at least a phone for each market, from the A series and the M series if you want to get that market, and then release one single Galaxy S phone, and then you release the Note phone as your much larger, much more functional device. And I believe if they did this, they would easily roll out software updates. You can't tell me with the current craziness of the Galaxy A series phones, from the A10, the A20, the A20s, A30, whatever, to the A71, it makes sense for Samsung to just keep dropping these releases, at the same time hindering investments. And I believe they could do this. They could still make a lot of money. People underestimate how important software updates are. You could still buy these phones. You could have software support for 3 to 4 years, and then you could upgrade from where you are. If you're an entry level user, you start with the Galaxy M series. If you're a flagship high-end user, go with the S and the Note series. And if you're a mid-range person, you go with the Galaxy A series. But Samsung just give you 20 Galaxy A smartphones, 4 Galaxy S smartphones with the S10, 3 Galaxy Note smartphones. That's around about almost 20 phones a year they release. And the update schedule will just hinder a bunch of other phones. I was really perplexed that the S8 was not going to be part of the Android 10 update program, and it's just something that I believe Samsung really need to work on. And releasing these phones such as the Note 10 Lite and S10 Lite, I'm not saying they shouldn't release them, they can do whatever they want, they're Samsung. But releasing this phone smack dab a month before you launch your new smartphone, your new flagship smartphone, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. When people will be going for massive price cuts on the S10 and the Note 10, why do we need these phones now? At the end of the day, Samsung is just trying to do what every business wants to do, and that's to make as much money as they can and make everyone enjoy the Samsung experience. So that's the end of this video, guys. Let me know what you think of Samsung's release schedule. Is it bothering you like it has bothered me, or am I overreacting? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. It's been Jay from JTech. Talk to you guys next time.